Hello there, and welcome back. Today, playing at Lunatic. This is one of the earlier skill saw WADs. I think it was released after Vanguard, but we're doing a D2ALL today, so it's just about survival this time. Now, I haven't actually done a whole lot of preparation for this map. Well, this map's set, actually. So we're going to be winging it a good portion of the time, which will make it more interesting to watch, maybe. Because I'm going to make mistakes that I wouldn't otherwise if I had actually practiced properly. And that will give you tension, which is fun. But each of these maps has a somewhat difficult fight in it. So, all of the maps will have their own moment to kill me. We'll see if any of them do. Your goal here is really just to kill all the hit scanners. They are the biggest threats. Especially because they're all shotgunners, the worst enemy in Doom, by far. They do not deserve to exist. Also, here we are. This is the hardest fight of the map. And it's over. Just gotta punch out a Revenant. 2 punches. Pretty good RNG. Be aware of that Hell Knight, because if you aren't, you will die. I remember I was playing this WAD a long time ago, and that very thing happened to me. What am I being hit by? Chain gunners, probably. There's a bunch of just hit scan stuff that just got teleported in. It's probably them. I'm just gonna gun them all down. And that should be the last of the enemies, unless some got caught behind one of the rock faces. And if they did, then I know where they got caught. Also, here is where the other secret is. It brings this down. Also, it sounds like this is where the last of the enemies are. Or not, there's one left. Where is this elusive enemy? It must be somewhere here. Sounds like it. Of course, it's a specter. Brilliant. Everything is dead. And now it's time to move on. Hopefully we don't miss any more enemies like that, because it costs time and that is annoying. On to the next map. This map actually can kill you, but hopefully it won't. Also, super shotgun finally. That's nice. Watch out for this Revenant and this Imp. Of course I still get hit by that. Brilliant. Up here we've got a fight that's gonna go on. Just want everything down here dead first. More convenient that way. Targeting the Pain Elemental is always your best option in fights like this. Or at least almost always. There's always exceptions to rules. Kill this chain gunner and shotgun over here because hit scanners are the deadliest enemies. And see if you can get some infighting going. Okay, well, it looks like infighting isn't going very well this time. Just have to kill these things myself. So get rid of that guy. Annoying shotgunner. Worst enemy in Doom. Alright. Now it's time to move on. Plasma rifle research. Well, that's because... Oh. I didn't know you could do that. Actually makes things harder, probably. Well, it looks like you can just leave this, but this is the new enemy. The plasma guy. They are actually one of your biggest threats. They can do a lot of damage real quickly, and if you don't know where they are, then they can be even more dangerous. So, be very careful of them, which is what I'm going to be trying to do throughout this playthrough. Especially because they like to use them for ambushes. Skill saw being they. But they have very little health, so that's an upside at least. Alright. Once all of these guys are dead, we can move on to the next area. And also we can get that secret soon. There's some enemies above my height level, right here. And a chain gunner, because of course. And the secrets. This room is where we might die. Or at least one of the places where we might die. If I'm not careful. But I am careful, so I'll probably not die. Alright, so here we go. Rocket launcher research. It's also been stolen, just like the plasma gun, so we get our other new enemy. And they can be deadly. They shoot Revenant missiles. But now we have the yellow key, and with a little bit more health, we are in a good position. Because it's now the end of the map. Now here is one of the deadlier levels. Each map gets a bit harder. But what I've just done, walking over there, has surely caused some infighting at least. But also this is kind of neat, like this is the exit area from the previous level. But yeah, this map is much more dangerous than the previous two. Thankfully this chain gunner is managing to change that, although this shotgunner is not helping. So, we got a lot of enemies in this map, as you can see from the kill count. We will systematically dismantle their entire operation by killing all of them. This is genocide, after all. That's what a UVMax is. Alright, I shouldn't forget that I have rockets, because rockets are very useful. And they help get rid of problems like that. Also, there we go, secret. If you've played Valiant, you will notice a striking resemblance to another map. This map is actually the same as Valiant map 27 in some ways. Parts of Valiant map 27 are taken from this map and another map on this WAD. That would be the finale, which is the most dangerous map. Also, secrets. And we've got to go over here, which is one of the more dangerous areas of this map. I like to go around the outside and kill all the hit scanners. And then it's time to just go and kill the rest of these guys. Once we hit that switch, stuff is going to happen here. Potentially dangerous stuff. Although strike out potentially and replace it with absolutely. Going around the outside is one of the better things you can do. Just try and kill everything on the outside and you have won. Alright, it looks like things are winding down now. It's time to clean up all the rest. And let's also make sure that everything is dead, so we don't have any stragglers like in map 1. And I don't think there's anything left. So we got the yellow key now. That's what we get from that. It's now time to use it to open up the, what I am going to call the airlock fight, which is the most dangerous fight of the map. You have to fend off enemies from both sides. Just don't forget about the stuff in here that works to your advantage. There is a lot of health in this map. And there's a bunch of Mancubi as well. Kill them, and then it's time to move on to our next target. And hopefully not take stupid damage like that. We're gonna alert all these enemies that are in here. And kill them all so we don't forget them later. These sniper enemies need to die, and when they do, then we can proceed. These Mancubi aren't too much of an issue as long as you are mindful of the Arachnotron as well, but you can also just kill it. And now it's time for another place where you might die. And we survive, so it's all fine. But I would like some health. I'm just trying to clear out this top area. After that, we are going to go over here and get the final secret of the map, which is a plasma gun. And that will be very useful later. For like one section. Also, let's walk up these stairs and alert all those guys so that they come over here. Also gonna take these rockets and kill these two. And now it's time to take the route around. Put the pain elemental in between them so that they might shoot it, which is good for ammo conservation. If you're ever given two enemies, it's best to put one in between the other one. Like, it's best to keep one in the center so that you can only be shot by one at a time. This is also good for like melee stuff as well. And I forgot the red key. This is where the red key is. And let's move on. Here's a portion which could be dangerous. Or at least it would be if we didn't have the plasma gun. Because we have the plasma gun, it's super easy this. You can just leave. And I think that's all of them. But something's about to happen, so I'd like a little more health. And armor. Is there even any armor left? Probably. Yes, there is. I'll take that too, why not? It's there. It may as well be used. There are quite a few soul spheres in this map, which I am not going to be using. Pre-fire these guys. You don't want to deal with archviles, of course. Don't let them out and resurrect stuff. Another advantage of killing everything over here is that the archviles won't get to them. And that is all the enemies in this map. Now, is there a shotgun shell somewhere? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Because that's it. Now it's on to the next map, which is more difficult, as you would expect. Target those guys is a good idea. And the archvile, because it's an archvile. Always target them. Goal here, though, is to save rockets for a while, because there's a fight which we're going to want rockets in. But sometimes you gotta use them. This map gives you a lot of shotguns, so you know what to do. Use it. They also give you lots of chain guns, so use that too. Alright. Down here is the next part of progression, guarded by an archvile. Surrounded by the worst enemy in Doom, the shotgunner. And now we have a few enemies. A couple of rockets should do the trick, but not too many. Want to save them after all. So many damn shotgunners in this map. Also, here is a secret. The secrets in this WAD aren't too beneficial. They affect your play minimally. But they are necessary to get, so why avoid them? Next up is this place. Yellow key fights. Watch out or stuff might happen to you. And also make sure to watch out behind you. I'm gonna try and control things from up here. Looks like that Hell Knight managed to kill a Mancubus. That's surprising. Block map. When you walk over here, this switch opens, which gives you cells. I want to leave this map with 600 cells, so that's something to be kept in mind, I suppose. I'd also like to leave it with 200, so. Although that's not really necessary, to be honest. I've just remembered that that doesn't actually matter. I just need to leave with 100 anything. And these plasma guys need to screw off. Lots of Hell Knights in this map. Lots of just enemies in this map. 'Tis a map. Watch out for those guys. They are a menace, as we've proven before. Well, I completely missed. We're gonna be saving. We'll get that in a few minutes, but not in a super long time. Maybe even less than that. Alright, now we're getting it. So, time to play the game. Here's the hardest fight of the map. This is what we were saving rockets for. Although, since you can leave it, it's much easier than it was before I realized you could do that. But it's also just nice to have lots of rockets. And I'm gonna keep saving them so that we can have them in the final map. Also, here's a secret. Last one of the map. And that is an enemy. Revenant. You must die. Hit scanners everywhere. But they're all dead now, so it's fine. Watch out here. There's a bunch of hit scanners and just enemies. And now we can get the red key. I'm gonna start using chain gun because I'm kinda low on the other stuff I've got. Or at least low in the relative sense of what I actually want to use. I will just, I'm just gonna get that. I'm just gonna ignore using that. And we're gonna sit up here while everything dies. That arch file will be a problem though, so let's just try and get them separated. Not very well separated. Alright, the arch file's isolated up here now. So we've basically won since it's dead. Yeah, and that's everything. So it's time to leave. Time to get all the items, and we're actually going to turn up the sound here. You may recognize this song. The map title should give it away. And here we are. 10-9. Just gonna try and use the corner here to kill everything. Also, maybe this is a bit too loud. And now it's time to start rocketing. The goal here is to preserve health as much as possible, and to preserve cells as much as possible. I mean, we are 35 minutes in, wouldn't want to die now. Once again, targeting the hit scanners. You can see why I wanted all those rockets. They're going quickly. I'm just trying to clear out this side first because it's all imps, so I can control space a bit better by killing all of these guys first. But when the clock goes down enough times, we'll have even more space until we don't. It's time to get the BFG. And to get a bit more health. Also, target pain elementals. And be aware of the teleporters. Because there's going to be a couple cyber demons coming out soon. There's one. Target the cyber demons. But it's not over yet. Can still die. It's just easier to live at this point. Kill all the hit scanners again because they're always a problem. And BFG when you need to. I just wasted BFG, but it shouldn't matter. I think I've got it. Getting the health. And alright, there's probably only like a couple more waves left from what I remember. Once those doors open in the middle, that's when we know it's over. And they're open. I'm gonna kill the Archvile. And now it's just time to kill all that's left. And we've won. That is Lunatic. It's time to leave this planet. Well, moon, I guess. So yeah, that is Lunatic. Done in less than 40 minutes. I was hoping for a bit faster, but whatever. So yeah, it's a pretty fun map set. It's a skill saw thing, so you know it'll have at least some competence to its level design, because skill saw is a competent level designer most of the time. So, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, you may as well subscribe, because I'm asking you to nicely. Please subscribe. But beyond that, it's time for me to go. Goodbye, and have a good day.